Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, they tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our Kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our Kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo.
Oh, happy Sunday night. Live after De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes. Sounds so weird to say. Lead the Spurs over the Kings. That's what happened.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Hey, Morgan.
Man.
I'm rooting for you.
I think about a couple years ago, we were like, oh my God, HB, De'Aaron Fox, the Kings have won 4 in a row. No. On the other side this time, combining for 48 points and handing the Kings their 6th straight loss. Now 3-11. We are still happy to be live. And, you know, the new thing now, we're to the point of the season with every loss that happens, we promote the pod. I mean, we promote the pod no matter what. Hey, we're live tonight. Take the night off. Oh, what's the point? Why are you doing that? No, we're going to be here. And we're going to have fun no matter what. That's our approach this year.
Wait.
Mentally, I'm stronger than ever, and I'm ready to go.
But
How are
that's
you,
not
Mel?
only the approach this year. This is here's my question. And tell me anyone else that's in here. Like I even had someone DM me the other day saying like, sports is black or white. There's no gray area. It's win or lose. And I'm just like, in all sports, when I'm a fan of any team, like what would be the, and just even what would be the point of life if everything was just like handed to you? Sounds kind of nice right now, but seriously though, like it's the challenges and whatever that give you conversations to have with others, commiserate together and like have a community. I don't know. There's so much more to it.
Yeah.
It's just way more fucking fun when they're winning and you get to celebrate together all the time.
Absolutely. So we will have fun. 14 games down.
Oh God.
68 to go.
God. Da-da-da.
And we'll be here the whole way through it.
Yeah.
And also talk a lot about the NBA as well. So the people who are here, you are certified grade A basketball sickos.
Sick human
Appreciate you guys
beings.
being here with us, whether you are locked in all the games or not. You guys rock with us. And it means a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, no, for real. But because truly that's part of what makes it even fun for us, every single game, knowing that, okay, well, we all have a community that we all get to come to and talk about things with. But not only that, just even the NBA community, just basketball as a whole, the ups and downs, it's fun. It just sucks. It really sucks when your team is losing so much. And even someone said, we love you, Deuce and Mo. We just need some hope. And I'm like, I can't bring you hope tonight. I can't.
We just keep it real like we always do. We're going to tell you what we see, how we feel, and what's next.
Hey.
So that's what we're going to do. If you have not done it yet, help us grow this channel. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And after the video is over, go in the comment section too. That helps us grow some more basketball fans around the basketball universe. Check out what we're doing. Shout out to everyone here. We got Theo, NBA fan, in the building. What's up, Cass? Mitch is here. Patrick, Console Overcommitter. Jesse James. What's up, Patrick? Fred Dixon. Jeff Hardy Rules is in the chat. Appreciate you guys for being here. What's up, Tony? Thank you guys so much.
Hello.
All right. Anything else you want to say before? What are you sipping on over there? What's
I was sipping on some
holiday.
some eggnog.
Well, eggnog.
But I keep drinking it too fast.
I'm going with this Clawstaller holiday. It's like a Santa Clawstaller NA. Doing NA.
You know why we're doing this too? Because holidays definitely like
Christmas makes you happy.
Yeah. And it's like, no, it's never too early.
Yep. All right.
Life's too short. Cheers.
Deuce and Mo. We're coming down 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Oh, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Sunday night. The Kings with an afternoon matinee in San Antonio, taking on a Spurs team that did not have Victor Wembanyama today.
They did not.
Stephon Castle did not play in the second half due to an injury. Yet the Sacramento Kings lost their 6th game in a row.
They did.
They've lost 11 of 14 games. They're 3-11. It's their worst start since De'Aaron Fox's rookie year, 27-18. In fact, if they lose their next game against OKC, it would be a 3-12 start. The worst start through 15 games since 1990-1991 season. Wow. That wasn't all. To add some insult to injury for Sacramento tonight, De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes combined for 48 points, and the Kings lose on the road 123-110, now 3-11 on the season. This podcast, as always, presented by our friends here at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
I'm so good. I love me an early game. We know, like I celebrate my little wins, right? My personal wins.
Yep.
Love an early game. Not going to bed at 1 a.m. Instead going to bed at a normal time. Cool. Besides that, I don't have any other goods to really celebrate.
Well, we did see a new starting lineup again. It's a 12th starting lineup the Sacramento Kings have used this year. They played 14 games. Tonight, we saw Russell Westbrook, Zach LaVine, Keon Ellis, DeMar DeRozan, and Domantas Sabonis. But, I mean, I feel like I've said this a lot on the podcast this year, so I'm going to apologize for repeating myself. But every time I watch the Kings play an opposing team, I go, this team's more athletic. This team shoots it better.
Yeah.
This team plays more physical. This team shares the ball. They have everything Sacramento does not as a team. And the Kings have the second worst record in the West.
Yeah.
They are probably the most difficult watch in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
They don't really do anything well. Tonight, were there a couple of spurts where they made it interesting? Absolutely. But they got completely worked, and San Antonio wasn't doing anything fancy.
Yeah, I think that's the tough part about it. But you say not doing anything fancy. They didn't have Victor Wembanyama, the cheat code, someone out there where you're like, okay, I get it. I mean, when he's out there, man, he can see the floor. He can protect the rim. He can do blah, 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 blah. How do you guard him? Whatever. There wasn't that. You're still playing a good NBA team in the San Antonio Spurs that are growing together, still young. The Kings, this is something we talked about on the way back here from San Francisco, the NBC studios, was just like, it's so hard when you see the names of these guys on this Kings roster and you go, that's the shit that's being put together out there. Like, that is how it's coming together. Individual names, it's just not flowing. It doesn't work well together. But on top of that, even when they're, let's just say they don't have a flow of certain things, whatever, they're still not controlling what they can control. And that is like simple defensive possessions when it comes to like urgency on a closeout. Or it's not just like we're going to sit here and be like the effort on a closeout. No. There's no sense of urgency. There's no tone being set from the start or even in the second half when it's like, all right, we're only down 8. What are we going to do now? There's nothing more. There's no jolt of that. And that's what's just like, I think, heartbreaking for me to see, especially as they keep losing.
And, Victor Wembanyama sits today. It was left calf tightness, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And of course, you want to be careful with something like that. I don't think it's anything long-term for Victor.
Yeah.
But, a calf injury could lead to an Achilles. So you have to be careful.
Sure.
But let's not lose sight of the fact that they probably went, hey, we can sit him tonight.
Yeah.
We can sit him tonight. And we know what we're going to do. We're going to push like we do. We're going to play with pace. We're going to break them down. We're going to get in the paint and either score in the paint or in the first quarter, they knocked down 8 3 balls. It was just simple. Like there was nothing like you go, oh my God, this exotic look from San Antonio. To your point, Victor Wembanyama didn't play. He is unbelievable on both ends, especially this year. He's out of the lineup. You wouldn't have known it. Then they lose Stephon Castle in the second half. You wouldn't have known it. Everyone who stepped on the floor looked comfortable out there for San Antonio.
That's a good way to put it.
I mean, it just flowed. Like I'm watching them early in this game. De'Aaron Fox, we saw this a lot in Sacramento. They would go into that horn set. They'd bring up the power forward and center, the 4 and 5, right, to come up and set screens, right? One could roll to the basket, the other could pop, and then Fox could choose what to do. Can he go downhill? Can he launch a 3? They got a lot of good stuff out of it. Sometimes it was just getting a switch where I thought the Kings gave up switches far too easily in pick and roll situations where De'Aaron Fox, he's going, cool, I got Drew Eubanks on me. I got DeMar DeRozan on me. I'm going to break them down. I'm going to get into the paint. I may not score, but I'm going to swing it, and we're going to get the ball moving.
Oh, my God.
San Antonio tonight had 38 assists on 47 makes.
Yep.
38 assists.
They're moving that ball. But you just said it. It was how they were moving the ball around. It was so simple. Yeah. There was nothing fancy about it. It was literally like, let me work this player. Oh, let me get in this action, then get this switch that I want, then work this player. I can't finish at the rim. Boom, find someone out from the outside. Oh, that person has a nice closeout comes or whatever. Swing it one more. It's that extra swing. It was just that fundamental basketball, like possession by possession on the offensive end for the Spurs, with everyone being included in it. But even when it becomes that simple, it's how we saw the Sacramento Kings players close out someone like Champagnie, who had knocked down a couple of threes already. And
he's
then
a good 3-point shooter.
Yeah. And then you just see a lackadaisical closeout. And then on an offensive rebound, you talked about it with Cornette and his offensive rebounding abilities. He had 4 in the first half of his 8 rebounds in that first half, right? And they did such a good job of getting that ball out, getting it swung around, getting a 3-point opportunity. And so many times when we were looking back at the highlights, we're like, there's no hand in the face. Like there's no one even trying to run.
And that's part of the problem too, though, is when you're getting a first mission, guard your guy. There can't just be one move, and I know there's a lot of good NBA players, and Fox has the ability with the change of pace, and he's got moves to get into the paint. But it seems like there's one move, and then they get by the defender, and then either the help is late or the help is there, and then they swing it around, and then you're just in no man's land, right? It all starts at the point of attack. If you can't guard the ball, you're in trouble, and that was in the half court sometimes, but in transition, the Spurs were just getting the ball ahead. And it seemed like the Kings' transition defense is just infuriating this year. It wasn't a night where they gave up 30 fast break points like they had done several times during this losing skid. Tonight it was 15. A lot of those coming in the second half. It's just getting the ball up, and it's not stopping the ball. The most dangerous guy on the floor is the man with the ball.
Yeah, but it's not only that. It's like you said. It's the urgency to just like get the fuck back, and to like just want to get back and to try and get back in the play. So it's not a 4-and-5 situation. And even if it's optics of you getting back, and like, I mean, how many times, and Dennis Schroder played great tonight. He played well tonight, but how many times in those first couple of games where we were talking about Dennis Schroder, there would be a screen come and it's just the optics of him pointing and being like, you got this guy. And he just makes it so it's like, oh, but I told him to go out. I don't care. Make it look like it's something more. Just try and run back, even if you're actually not going to get back in the play. It's those little things that when you're already just not a good team in the NBA, you have to do all those little things that you can control correct.
And even the starting lineup tonight, I actually was hoping that they would put Keon or Nique in there tonight when Victor was playing.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, space the floor. You definitely need to try to space the floor a little bit. Well, Keon only plays, like he plays under 15 minutes in the starting lineup tonight.
I know.
I
know.
It's just tough too, because you look at that and you just have no size. And this is one of the sneaky elements of this season that I don't think is getting enough attention. Is just mentally. I'm not trying to excuse these guys at all, because some of these guys are just not good defensive players. But everybody, for the most part, is playing out of position, and you're trying to guard up all the time. And when you don't have the size advantage, it is going to beat you up physically and mentally.
So much. I mean, okay, like, yeah, I try to put myself in that position of like, if I just had to guard a post player every time. I'll never forget when I was on a team called the Pacific Pistols, AAU basketball growing up, and I got one of the Paris twins. They played on East Bay Explosion. They ended up going to Oklahoma. And anyway, they're huge, like 6'9", whatever. And I'll never forget like how many times I had to guard them. I couldn't pinch even back fat because I couldn't even reach up there because they're so tall compared to me. But you just feel lesser. Like you don't feel like you're hooping out there because you can't even get in your own flow on the defensive end. You can be as active with your hands as you can and do everything that you can control. But ultimately it's like, you just said it. When you're out of place like that and you look at this Kings roster and how many times they're like every single position, every single player is out of place. What's that going to do to your mental every single time down? I know no, there's no excuses, like figure it the F out. You're a professional, whatever. But at the same time, like we have to be a little real with how this game is being played right now for the Kings.
And I've seen some of the comments too, like, hey, it's all good. Like now that they're like tanking and like they're going to get a, good pick. It says Deuce and Mo at this point in the season, it really looks clear that we're tanking, but that's not a bad thing. It's a Band-Aid rip off time. We're building. Here's the thing. They're not tanking right now. Like they're losing games.
Yeah.
They're not, and they may pivot and go, you know what? We are going to get off these. That's what's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Like I just don't, this is no breaking news. We've talked about this before the season started. We were talking about this in September. Once we knew that this was kind of the team, we said, look, the goal here is you maximize what you have. And then you can move off some of these guys at the deadline. You pick a direction. And right now, that's where it's headed. And even if you had people within the organization at one point going, hey, man, this team could be competitive, play in, maybe we somehow get in the playoffs. At 3-11 now, and seeing what we have seen, especially from the vets, I can't imagine there's people within those walls going, hey, let's just keep this going. You get Keegan back, it changes everything. It's just not the team. And I could tell you why. I mean, there's the stuff we've seen. We now have a 14-game sample size.
Yeah.
We've hit on the issues defensively, which were well chronicled. You saw it on display tonight with some of the stuff we were talking about. The lack of switchability, the lack of physicality, being undersized, like communication issues, not being good in transition. But the other side is offensively, where some people thought, oh, this team should be a pretty good offensive team based on the names that are on this team. DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Westbrook, Sabonis, Murray. Like you go up and down and go, okay, maybe they have something here. When I see the starting lineup, it doesn't matter whether it's Schroder out there, Morgan, or Westbrook starting. I go, it doesn't flow because all these guys need the ball.
Yes.
They don't complement each other.
No.
The ball gets stuck. The last couple of games, it was DeMar not scoring. Tonight, it was Zach LaVine playing 24 minutes and at 8 points. It just doesn't flow or work.
How many times last year, even when De'Aaron was still on the team and DeMar DeRozan was on the team, we were like, God, this offense is so weird. Even Mike Brown was still there. And we're like, God, this offense is so weird. It's like sticking. It's weird. And then finally there'd be a few games or moments where DeMar would play fast and it would work with the style of De'Aaron and Sabonis and all those things. And you're like, okay, yeah. Tonight you saw it. The Spurs, you mentioned this on the postgame show, so I want to give you credit because you're the one that pointed this out. And you talked about how the Spurs weren't even throwing the doubles at DeMar DeRozan like we have seen before, right? And when that becomes a game plan, that allows DeMar DeRozan to make a play, get the ball to someone else, whatever. The Spurs were like, hey, buddy, we're going to let you beat us. You can score 27 points. You're still not going to get the dub. Get your buckets. But if you don't get everyone else involved, everyone else is not going to gain their confidence. They're not going to get in their flow. And the game is just, are you going to make the shot every single possession? Well, we know that you guys aren't going to play defense. So
quarter by quarter, Sacramento scored 35 in the second. Looked like they were going to make some noise. They had some flurries to cut the gap and maybe make it interesting. But it doesn't matter because they're not good enough offensively, and we know they're really bad defensively.
Yeah.
So even if they get, some flow offensively and start knocking down some shots,
second quarter,
even in that fourth quarter when they cut the gap to 6, they're not going to get a stop. You can't trust them to get a stop. The only time it felt like they were starting to get some momentum is when Fox was on the bench, and they had just a different type of lineup out there, and they finally put Fox in there. He closed the door, night, and that was that. They ended up putting up 123 points on Sacramento. I think I had the stat in postgame, but I think Sacramento has given up 120 plus points in 11 of 14 games this year.
Oh yeah, you said it's the worst in the league. They give up the most points in the league.
No, it's up there though.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Up there. They give up a lot of points. I think they're 29th coming into tonight.
29.
And so it's tough. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that point. Oh, going back to what you were saying about DeRozan.
Yeah.
So you're right. DeMar DeRozan tonight got buckets. He had 27 points. He missed 3 shots. He was 12 of 15. But you know what the Spurs love? He took 1 3. Okay. He's never going to be a high volume 3-point guy, especially when the ball's in his hands, right?
Yeah.
He's going to try to get to his spots where he's so effective. And he is effective. This guy's been doing it at such a high level for his entire NBA career. He gets to his spots in single coverage. He could pick you apart some nights. And even double coverage, when you throw that double, he could spin away and have that fall away jumper, but he's so good at getting off of it too. And he's done a better job this year. But you're right. They like to go one-on-one because they go, he is not going to beat us tonight.
Not alone.
And look,
not alone.
He played 39 minutes tonight. DeMar DeRozan is playing 39 minutes.
In that style of basketball, again, is just not going to be winning basketball in the NBA, especially when you see what's trending in the NBA, not only 3-point shooting, but also team basketball. We talked about that even last year when it ended up being the Pacers and OKC. And it was just like talking about not only them playing fast pace and doing so many other good things, but the togetherness and being able to go into the bench and having depth and everyone just being on the same page, even if they don't have the biggest resume in the NBA. And so that's why, like, when you see nights like this, like, it's so hard because, of course, you could take a step back, or anyone that's just box score watching around the league going like, well, look, DeMar's still really good. DeMar's still getting his. Absolutely, he can get you a bucket, but that style of game is not going to get everyone included, and it's not going to be winning basketball in today's NBA unless he was in a different role on a different team.
And that's not even talking about the other side of the ball.
No.
Right, where defensively, there's a lot of issues with him. Like, he just can't stay with guys.
And
He's
can't
not
run.
the athlete.
Yeah.
He did have a couple of plays and help tonight that he did a good job on. But like it takes so much, right? He's like, oh, weak side. He gets there. Someone got beat. He was there in weak side, help, made sure to try to like either take a charge or contest. And sometimes it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I like seeing that effort, but he's just not a good defensive player. So if you're the Spurs tonight, you're going, okay, he can get his numbers offensively. If they want to keep feeding him the ball and allow him to play 39 minutes, we're going to go, we can live with that on him doing that offensively. And we could sure live with him being on the floor defensively.
Yep.
And so that's the reality. It doesn't mean DeMar DeRozan's some like awful player, but with this particular team, especially where they're going, playing him 39 minutes to me just does not make sense. He needs to be those minutes need to be dialed down a lot.
And can I bring this up right now?
Sure,
I wanted to bring up what Davion Mitchell said the other day about defending the New York Knicks without Jalen Brunson. And my whole point to this is when he was talking about defending Jalen Brunson compared to defending the New York Knicks, talking about them being even more dangerous without Jalen Brunson out there at times. And it was no shade or anything, but him as a defensive minded person was like, the way the ball moves as a team is so different and so much more difficult to defend as a basketball player, as a basketball team, than it is when I just have to like focus on one person, right? And especially a good on-ball defender like Davion Mitchell. And so my point to this is this style of play by DeMar DeRozan, it's not that it's not going to work anywhere, but if that's just what a bad team in the NBA has to go to, it's not going to translate into a whole bunch of W's. It's not going to get everyone involved. And it's just, it's really tough. It's a really tough position to be in. And can I say one more thing that you mentioned post game?
Sure.
You started talking about him. You were talking about him coming off the bench and what this rotation needs to look like too.
Well, they're 3-13.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, they're not 3-13.
Nope.
They're 3-11.
Thank you. Same thing.
I'm adding losses right
I
now.
mean,
it might be Memphis. The OKC game next. Woo! A 12-1 OKC team.
let's see who sits out for OKC. Who am I kidding? Shut up. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more curious at what time do they make that pivot? And those are tough conversations to have, but you know, if you're trying to find a little balance with the starting lineup, because offensively, we know it hasn't been smooth. They have glimpses where shots fall and the ball moves and it looks nice. Sometimes that's getting stops and getting out in transition. They don't get stops enough. So when they're trying to execute throughout a game where you've got a lineup, all these guys need the rock. So you can't really run things through Sabonis like you used to because you don't have the shooting around Sabonis anymore, right?
Yeah.
That makes it a challenge. So it's a lot of your turn, my turn stuff. And some of the things that work in one game don't work in the next. One was last game. The Westbrook Sabonis 2-man game against Minnesota was very effective.
Yeah.
They did a great job with it. You know, Westbrook had 14 assists in that game. 8 of those were to Sabonis. Well, tonight, it felt like they were like, all right, we're going to go back to that. And the paint is packed.
The Spurs were like, we got this.
It's absolutely packed. There's like 4 guys in there, and they're trying to force Sabonis the ball, where like the read needs to be out on the perimeter, and maybe you get the defense to attack. All of a sudden, you're attacking a closeout on a defender.
Make the mistake twice and make the adjustment.
Yep.
And that's exactly, that's what you're seeing. And so going back to even what you're talking about, though, the style of play that can be, even if they have different rotations or different starting lineup, not acting like, oh, it's the end all be all. This is how you're going to start winning games. No, but you're at a point where it's a really tough watch. It is difficult to watch this team, to watch this starting group as is, go in there and just not set the tone correctly. Or even with the style of play that Doug Christie says he wants this team to play, and it's not to that identity. And not to say that like it can't be with the staggering rotations and like him coming off the bench and doing this. And I know people around the NBA are like, you're batshit crazy. That's never going to happen. DeMar DeRozan coming off the bench for a shitty Sacramento Kings team. Haha, what are you talking about? And it's like, no. It's not about that. It's about just trying anything right now, not demoting, no disrespect.
And if you're going to keep starting him, the minutes have to go down. And Nique's got to get more opportunity out there. And he's going to make mistakes. He wasn't perfect out there tonight. He played 11 minutes, but I thought some of the better defensive moments in this game, because of Nique Clifford, there was one, he attacked a closeout and the guy got him.
I think it was Vassell.
But he had to help on a big, and then he went and chased out and recovered to attack a closeout. That's where if you have a good defensive team, then the guy behind you is up there to contest it.
Yeah, and talking. Yeah. I got your help.
He's playing the right way. He had another play where I think Castle was attacking him, and Castle has some good strength.
Yeah.
And he absorbed the contact well. The ball goes out of bounds. He had a couple of nice plays on De'Aaron where he stopped the ball and forced De'Aaron to give up the ball. He had a strip on De'Aaron, right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, that was nice.
I saw
Great
it was
read.
11 minutes, and I saw enough of those plays to go, he should be out there. And when I watch him offensively, he makes the right play more times than not. He's going to make that extra pass. He missed, I don't even know how many shots he took. I know he missed a great turnaround. Okay, so he's 0 for 3 tonight. He plays just under 11 minutes. you have to find opportunities to get him more minutes. Keep pushing Keon, like explore different things. The reality is what is happening right now isn't working. And I think, some fans are like, well, who cares? Like, just let this keep going the way it is. I mean, you could. That could be the play too. You kind of just keep doing what you're doing and live with the results and, wait till mid-December when the trade stuff starts percolating a little bit and make moves then. But right now it's just really tough. And you have to, understand like, where are these guys at emotionally right now? As they've got a brutal schedule. They don't have any type of flow as a team on either end of the ball. They've got tremendous weaknesses. And, we always point out their weaknesses with size. And it goes back to what I was talking about earlier. They feel that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When these guys can't play the style of basketball, you go play pickup. Here's a great example. Okay. Go play pickup. You've played if you go to and play pickup and you're playing with a good point guard.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Everything is so even the flow of the game is so much better.
All of a sudden I'm looking like Amari Stoudemire. Okay. Without a point guard, I'm looking like Chris Dudley.
Easily.
All right. Dylan Cardwell. It's like, oh man, what's going on out there? You know what I mean? I'm still playing hard, but I shine a little bit when there's better pieces.
Correct.
So now some of these guys who are individually such great talents, right?
Yeah.
And they've played at a high level and they've won in this league. They're all kind of put together and it's like, oh my God.
No.
I can't make a mistake. I have to do this. I am Zach LaVine and I'm guarding a 4 right now. What is happening?
It's not like it's, Team USA, you put a whole bunch of bodies together. No, you put like names and it just works out. Even with that, I mean, they pick the right names in the right positions and obviously the top of the top in so many different ways. But these guys are just, like we keep mentioning, not in the roles that they would be playing in on most of the teams in the NBA. And they're professionals, they're vets, they can figure it out some nights, like we were even talking about against Minnesota, even Domas and Russ figuring out that 2-man game, that connection a little bit more in that game. Like, there's going to be nights and matchups where like certain nights go well, things go well, possessions go well. But to put together 4 quarters this year with this roster right now, it's really tough. Like, I don't even know how, I'm big on patience and like always trying to grow a team together and being like, but see what you could do with time. I don't even think with time, this specific team, even if they had a whole year together, would be better the next year, like in the NBA. And that'd be more because of the challenges of the NBA and everything.
But they also it's not the team.
That's what I know.
It's just reality.
I know.
I
know.
And I think that the saving grace is that like they might just be forced into doing something that maybe in years past they wouldn't do. And that's to go, all right, this is a great draft apparently coming up. There's a ton of talent. Let's start thinking about the future here. And like, it doesn't, I know everyone's like tank. It doesn't even have to be that. I mean, you can just play young guys and they get experience and they can get better. They can go through tough moments. They probably lose out of it. And but the byproduct of that is you have higher odds to maybe get one of the top picks.
And then someone else I saw early on in the chat, I could tell they were really mad and they're like, I don't get why this team hasn't just taken all their pieces and traded them away for a whole bunch of picks. And it's like, well, it's not that easy, but like, you're right in the sense of like something needs to happen, like tweaks need to happen. So like, however that gets done, like start getting it done. But also other teams around the NBA are going to know that the Kings are desperate to get some of these things done. So it just depends on what Scott Perry can do.
3-11.
Aye.
The worst start since the 27-18 season. That team featured De'Aaron Fox, Vince Carter, Zach Randolph, Justin Jackson.
That was the team?
Yeah, not a very good team. So 3-11 start. You go back to 1990, that 1990-91 squad. They got off to like a 1-13 start. So if they lose the next game against OKC, it'd be the worst start since that team. That team went on to win 25 games. I was also looking back at the team with the worst record in Kings history. You got to go back to the 08-09 Kings, something I don't like doing because I remember that season. And let me tell you, oh my God, that was a 17-win team. It's crazy that that team won 17 games. But that team, here's what's so crazy. They won 17 games. They started 5-9. So they won 9. What's the math there? They won 12 games the rest of the year after a 5-9 start.
That's so hard,
dude. Crazy. So, yeah. Fascinating times. Also, it just adds to it tonight where you just see Fox go off and it just looked easy.
Of course it
looked easy. Oh, and I know there's some anti-Fox people in Sacramento. I'm one of the few that like actually think he's a good player. Not a number one. Not number one. Although he was a number one tonight. He was a number one tonight.
Yeah, he had
looked
to be
really
number
good.
one tonight.
He did not have a good finish the other night against the Warriors where he went 1 of 6 in that fourth quarter, had some really tough moments.
Turnovers.
Oh my, yeah, it was not good. But tonight, yeah, I mean, he played confident. Then you add to the fact that Harrison Barnes dropped 20.
A good role player in this league that adds, and I mean, just everyone in Sacramento calling for him to be like traded immediately.
And this should tell you everything, though. Their starting lineup tonight: Fox, Castle, Vassell, Harrison Barnes, and Luke Cornett. If you just hear those names, you're not going like, oh, I'm so scared, right? Like if you're going by name value, that's why name value doesn't matter. We were talking about Luke Cornett before the game today, and it's like Luke Cornett's like one of the better backup bigs in the game, and it was such a nice move for San Antonio to pick him up. You know, they had tried the Zach Collins thing. He had his moments. They just didn't really find that big, and Luke Cornett does like everything you would want from a backup big. Sets good screens, can finish in the dunker spot, contest, offensive rebounds,
battles,
averages 3 offensive rebounds a game in like 20 minutes. He had 4 in the first quarter. And you look at the end of the game, he plays 27 minutes, gets you 13 points, 11 rebounds, 5 of 5. Man, what do you make of this Spurs team after you just watch them? They got off to a 5-0 start. Then they go 3-4 before winning tonight against Sacramento. I thought they battled their asses off in that game against Golden State the other night. And then tonight they looked really good without Wemby.
They looked good. They looked good the other night, even against Golden State. And Golden State just kept battling. And when you have someone in Steph Curry who's like, we talk about Victor Wembanyama being a cheat code. Steph Curry still to this day, you and I said this while watching that game, does not get even the love that he deserves still as like one of the top players in the world. And
I
like it's just beyond me
during the game because Victor's so impressive. He does things that you just can't imagine, right? Because you've never seen a guy his size do what he can do.
No.
But he also has just some physical gifts that are just like, wow, you're born that way. And that's pretty impressive. Steph is more impressive to me because of his size. He's not the biggest dude. He's gone way stronger over the years. And to see his conditioning at his age.
There you go.
I want to see a documentary on what he does because it is absurd that he can run around like he does.
A soccer player.
God, he's so sneaky. Yep. He'll do the thing. He baits you. There's one play, and he does this all the time, but he'll like kind of look like he's tired. And he leans up against the defender,
and then
he like lulls them to sleep. And they just, for a quick second, they stop.
Yeah,
they relax.
Explosive.
And then he's off, running around, catching the ball, 3-ball. It was that was such an impressive Steph performance.
No, and that's what ultimately like Steph beat the Spurs at the end of that game. You know, obviously some big moments, you know, GP2 had made some threes. I think Pajemski had one as well. Like, but that's because Steph had so much attention on him, allowed other people to feel confident, whatever. The whole, my whole point to this of going back to the Spurs and this team though, and them losing to a veteran in a great like Steph Curry, you can tell that this Spurs team can be a good team even this season. And that's mostly because of Victor Wembanyama, but also like whenever you have that cheat code or that person that causes so much attention, that's just going to make everyone better. But like even someone like Harrison Barnes is in the correct role here. De'Aaron Fox is in the correct role here. He doesn't have to be the number 1. He gets to be the number 2. Stephon Castle, like you see just how many things he's going to be able to do within his career, and that he just needs to polish, with like his shot and everything. Vassell, defensive end, but then also his ability to attack. Like,
not even mentioning Dylan Harper, who before Fox got back was popping on the screen so much so that some fans are going, do they even need De'Aaron back?
Yeah. And so even if it does end up being a trade asset for them, they get to make the right tweaks once again. So yes, this team as a whole, I can only imagine, especially under the Spurs organization and that umbrella, going in the right direction. But I think even this year, they're going to be super competitive. I'm not going to sit here and act like contenders in the West.
But they could win 50 games this year.
Yes.
I don't think that's going to be a surprise because, I mean, you do have a lot of what you want, right? You have Victor, what he can do on both ends. But then you've got speed, athleticism, switchability, and they're connected.
Yep. They have to play as a team. Like under that organization, it's like a year after Pop. Yeah, you still have this like culture and standards there of what you kind of have to do. And you see them playing the right way. That's it. You see them playing fundamental in the right way.
38 assists tonight.
Yeah.
Just insane. Fox ends up with 28 points, 11 assists. They gave him an assist after the game, I guess, huh?
Hey.
Okay. I have him down as 10.
Wow.
HB, Harrison Barnes, 20 points, 7 of 11 shooting, 3 of 6 from downtown. Also got to the line a few times as well. Just great balance. God, man. That's tough.
What?
I was just looking at the stats. Off the bench, Keldon Johnson, 12 points, 12 rebounds.
Oh, my
7 of 11. He did it in 23 minutes.
I see 14 points, 12 rebounds.
Okay, sure. I believe you.
Wow.
14 points, sure. 12 rebounds.
It's a lot.
Way. Yeah.
Even Sohan with like his strength, his athleticism, being able to play some bully ball, especially on Keon when Keon was trying to stay in front of him. And, I mentioned that to you in the post-game show too, with Keon in his opportunities, he has to be great. I feel like there's just this microscope on him. And if he's not being great right now, like they're going to be like, okay, well, this is why we don't play him. And it's like, no. So everything he does, it's not going to be perfect, but you have to be pretty close to great. And it's going to be hard when you're especially in that starting unit trying to do your thing.
It's funny though to me because you talk about this and Keon made some mistakes tonight defensively and he's had some issues this year.
For sure.
I do think, Kings fans in general, there's a tendency to like maybe overrate what he can do defensively as if he is like a 1 through 4 defensive stopper. The best defenders, right, have the ability to defend multiple positions. With that said, he's one of their better defenders, right? We talk about all the things he can do, pressuring the ball, active hands, shooting the gaps, deflections, steals. All those things matter and being able to hit the 3. So there's sometimes, for me watching, I go, yeah, he made a mistake there. But why is his leash so short? I see other mistakes out there.
And his leash has been short since the start.
Maybe they feel like their expectations for him are higher and they go, no, we know you can do this. Whereas there's sometimes with the other guys, we're like, you actually can't do that.
You're not capable.
You're not capable of making that type of defensive play. And the plays you're talking about, he had the one, was it on Sohan or was it on Keldon Johnson where he didn't wrap up him under the basket? Instead, he kind of
I hated
raked
that one.
down and it was an and one. Either way, that was an opportunity to wrap up and like foul the guy hard.
DeMar told him after too, like, you just got to wrap him, dude. Got to wrap him.
There was a play in transition where Sohan gets the ball, right? And he's playing off of him. Like Sohan's kind of in attack mode. And all it did is playing off of him. Sohan just dribbled in closer to the basket right near the paint and started backing him down. And it was like it was an easy bucket. And had he come up and like pressured Sohan, make him make a play with the ball. Like do you trust his handles enough?
Yeah.
Like, let's see what he can do. Try to get him to make a move. All of a sudden, you let him get deep into the post. That's going to be a challenging thing in transition.
And then on the offensive end too, like one of his threes, I noticed like he just took quick, right? Like he was deep, he took it quick. And I was like, man, every possession again is like how they're going to look at you. Are you doing the right things?
Yeah, I just,
and it's
I
just
don't
tough.
I want him out there more.
I'm with
Let
you.
him make his mistake because
I'm so with you on that.
More times than not, he is trying to do the right thing.
I know. And that's the same way I feel about Nique Clifford right now. Like just freaking you said it with the Utah Jazz. You were like, look at Ace Bailey. Like when we saw him in one of the preseason games, it was like, oh my God, is he even going to be an NBA player? Like at times, like you saw flashes, but then you're like, God, he's so chaotic at this. It's because he's young. It's because he's a rookie and he was trying to figure it out. And already it's like he's starting to get a flow, starting to get minutes and opportunities and just like playing the right way. And that's, again, that is like the biggest thing you need to do when you're not going to be a team that is going to win the championship this year.
Yeah. Who would be your butcher and barrel player of the game today? You going with Debo? DeMar DeRozan?
I love I didn't say anything and you said DeMar. Yeah, I actually was leaning toward Dennis Schroder off the bench.
We even talked about Dennis Schroder.
I know.
Real fast on Dennis. He ends up with 22 points. He had 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 8 of 13 shooting. He ends up knocking 5 of 8 from downtown. Funny stat of the night, Kings made 12 of 33 from downtown. 12 threes tonight.
Oh, yeah.
8 of those were from Schroder and Westbrook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Schroder has looked more comfortable coming off the bench. He had 14 the other night against Minnesota, 22 tonight. And yeah, he's
better flow for him.
Way better flow.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes to what I've said before. It's hard to find a flow with that starting group.
Absolutely.
When everybody needs the ball and it gets stagnant sometimes. There's a lot of thinking. It just doesn't seem like they are connected at all. And so what do you know? He starts playing with some different guys who, you know, like Nique Clifford or Malik Monk. Like those guys want to move the ball around. They want to attack. They want to play fast. And that kind of plays to Dennis's strengths, right?
Totally.
He is a scoring guard, right? He can attack. He can hit a spot up 3 on occasion. And tonight he was knocking them in.
You want to make sure you're putting in rotations that complement each other. And right now it's just like a lot of times mostly misfits, except that second unit comes in. It's a different type of like energy sharing and whatever else that is happening even on the defensive end, even if they don't accomplish a stop every single possession. Just like I said, a different energy and mentality.
Zach LaVine's night real fast. I know.
Okay. Okay.
Zach LaVine, 8 points, 3 of 7 shooting in 24 minutes.
Yeah.
Doug
good.
just went with Monk down the stretch. Thought Monk looked more comfortable out there, was trying to make things happen. Malik scored 16. He was just 5 of 17 in this game, but gave the Kings a little bit of life, trying to push the pace. Yeah, Zach LaVine just didn't look like engaged. He looked like, again, it's what I talk about with the starting group. There's stretches for all of them. You know, Sabonis had his big game against Minnesota tonight, 17 and 13, 7 of 14 shooting. You know, DeMar had a stretch where he was quiet. Tonight, explodes for 27.
Mm-hmm.
LaVine started the season so hot. Now he's having some games like this. It's definitely confusing.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
So let me guess who you picked.
Butcher and barrel player of the game?
Butcher and barrel player of the game. You picked DeMar DeRozan?
No.
Oh, you said him first, so I just figured that was it. Who'd you go? Oh, you're an asshole. You sick man. How dare you?
De'Aaron Fox.
Deuce
Your Butcher and barrel player of the game. 28 points and 11 assists. They gave him one after the game. 28 points, 11 assists. Fox tonight, 4 of 8 from downtown, 11 of 20 shooting. Our Butcher and Barrel player of the game. If you've not been to Butcher and Barrel, you got to go there, just a block away from G1C.
Oh, yes, and we only push out the best of the best. And they just won a whole bunch of different golds for being part of the Sacramento Favorites 2025. This gold for Steakhouse, gold for Downtown Restaurant, gold for wine selection.
Damn.
They also have Sentivo there. Yeah, so you got to check them out, and especially on game days. They have game day deals. $38 for a Wagyu burger, a shot and a beer. Then you head on over to the game. It's right across the street from the arena. It's so delicious. And if you don't believe me, you can check it out because they have so many awards now. But going back to De'Aaron, yeah, he played great. And it was so funny because Deuce was trying to be as petty as he could before the game too. And he's like, I hope De'Aaron goes 1 for 16. And then you also the other night on the podcast, you said over under 25.5. I went over, you went under.
Yeah.
Like you were hoping for all that.
Yeah, I was trying to be hopeful. I don't know. This may surprise some. I did not want to see Harrison Barnes and De'Aaron Fox combine for 48 points and beat the Kings without Victor Wembanyama today. Call me crazy. I didn't really want to see that. Okay. And I saw that. Yes, 2 Sacramento Kings cast-offs beat the Kings tonight. 2 good Kings, by the way.
Yeah.
HB was a good king.
I
Play a lot of
totally
games.
agree.
Fox is a really good king.
Disrespected so many times here.
Yeah.
So many times. But
Let's get to some super chats. Ash donates $2 saying, I hope Keegan's return will turn things around. I mean, I don't think they're going to turn it around, but yeah, if you could see them at some point, if they make some moves, playing lineups where they could play him at the 3 a bit. You know, I imagine having like a lineup that like Russ and Nique and Keegan and who's the 4? I don't know. Put Precious there, Sabonis. I don't know.
I don't know. I know it's so hard.
Yeah. Seattle Sonic, of course, updating us. He donates $2 saying sack blocks down to 3 today. Drew Eubanks and Nique Clifford. Okay.
Thank you for that.
Blue Diamond Gem donated $2 saying Halliburton for Sabonis, Fox for LaVine is a crime. Yeah, I mean, look, we're doing some revisionist history here. It's funny. I was thinking about just the Sabonis deal again today. It's funny because I remember how many people were like, well, I mean, who won the trade? Oh, the Kings won. Or like, there's one point the Kings won it. There's one point both teams won.
Yep.
Then it was the Pacers. And mine is like, you won't know until down the road. And what do you know? Right now, it doesn't look too good. But also one guy has a torn Achilles. Yeah. And the other guy is struggling. Like, they're both good players. I actually think the Fox LaVine one probably looks worse on paper. Not obviously Tyrese Halliburton's talent out of this world. They made a risk thinking that they could, hey, we'll take Tyrese, good player. We're going to get an established guy. Okay. You miss. You got a playoff appearance out of it. You brought some winning. You know, they had 48 win season, 46 win season, and the front office did not capitalize on that and build a team that could have, you know, at least been interesting for a few years.
Yeah.
Even if they did, you give the edge to Indiana because of what Tyrese has turned into, right? But the Fox one is just like, you didn't get any of the young players back from San Antonio.
Nope.
You don't even get like a Vassell back. You didn't even get like Trey Jones, a point guard, and you didn't have a point guard down the stretch. You didn't even get your pick swap back that you gave up in the DeMar DeRozan sign and trade. It was just such a bad deal. And it was also one of those things, as talented as LaVine is, literally for months, for the better part of a year, no one would trade for Zach LaVine. And I always say it just takes one. And it took Sacramento. And then you get his salary, which becomes challenging to move. So, yeah, in some ways, it's just like, man, that one is brutal. Especially if you just waited. Who knows what it looks like.
And it just hurts more even tonight.
Not Chance donates $10 saying, I'm just here for getting the young guys run, hearing Doug Christie rants, and watching Deuce and Mo. Thanks, Nate.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Nate.
that.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate
We don't want too many rants from Doug.
No.
Also, donating $5. Kat says, at least glad to be here with my fellow basketball sickos.
Appreciate you. Glad to be with you.
Northborough AES says the team needs size. You got too many combo and big 2 guards galore, and you start a power forward at center. You're old at the skill spots, and your young guys are not ready. Tear it down. Yeah, I mean, we know.
Thanks for the donation.
Yeah, thanks
too.
for the donation. We're very aware of the issues in Sacramento.
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing too. You know, when people are just like, tear it down, tear it down. Like, I've been there before. I am like, I'm to that point more than ever this season. But like, I really just hope someone like Scott Perry has the relationships and the ability to do it the right way, because like, be careful what you wish for, because someone and anyone, this could happen with anyone, could be in place where the tear down then takes years upon years to rebuild. And within that rebuild, are there exciting moments? Are there shittier moments? Like, what's going to happen there? And so that's why I just go like,
there's no easy path right now.
No.
Morgan. And that's fair. There's no guarantees either. But at least at this point, you don't have a superstar in the making. Where's that player on the horizon? You don't see that at this point. Like, be awesome if Nique Clifford shocked the NBA world. I'm like, what a steal. He's an all-star level player. Yeah. We're just hoping he turns out to be a very productive player in the league, which I think he can be. But you don't have a guy. And the way you get a guy when you're a small market is either you trade for that person
or you
draft that person, develop that person, grow that person.
Small market. So, there's more challenges always.
We should tell you that our podcast is presented by our friends here at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery. If you've not been to their new tasting room in Sassoon, you got to. It's at 7460 Fairplay Road. Excuse me, that's their other one. I messed that up. Can we redo that again?
Yeah, Sassoon Valley.
Sassoon Valley.
There you go.
It's at 2316 Rockville Road in Fairfield. That's their new one. They got the other one at 7460 Fairplay Road in Somerset.
Yes. And so you can go, their new one is stunning, and you can go get all your bottles, do what you need to do, or you can also go to sentivovineyards.com. You can get all your bottles there, and Thanksgiving's around the corner. So if you want to impress people with local wine from a fantastic family, they're all Kings fans, so they all feel our pain. So it's like we're all really just like drinking the wine together as we're watching games or listening to a podcast. But also Christmas around the corner as well. So make sure to head to sentivovineyards.com.
Also presented by our friends over at
Medic Ambulance. Medic Ambulance has set the standard in emergency medical services for over 45 years now. From life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes at your favorite events, Medic is here to serve. Learn more at medicambulance.net.
Appreciate everyone's support. The Deuce and Mo podcast. Oh, basketball sicko gear is up too. You guys are sickos. Represent our pod by wearing basketball sicko merch. Go to deuceandmo.com. Click on merch. Use promo code
HO HOHO.
Yeah, that saves you 10%. I'm glad you spelled that out because I'm sure the audience would have been confused. Basketball sicko merch. You've got crew necks. You've got hoodies. You've got
different
mugs.
ways to spell ho ho ho.
Yeah, in that context, good idea. You've got Deuce and Mo stuff galore. Deuceandmo.com. Click on merch and get your holiday stuff.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good stuff on there. We appreciate your guys' support on that. Morgan Reagan. Next up for the Sacramento Kings, showdown with OKC. Before we get to that, what is the moment of this game? The J Street Dental moment of this game?
Do we have to have a moment of the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could be something that you remember from this game. It does not, maybe not a specific moment that jumps out to you.
De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes combining for 40 whatever points.
Fox and HB, 48 points.
Yeah. Yeah. You just feel it.
There just wasn't a lot of good stuff in this one.
There wasn't.
Sacramento. Like they definitely made the game close at times. Spurs went cold in the first quarter, allowed Sacramento to cut the gap. But after one, it was 36-24. Spurs were 8 of 17 from downtown. At the half, 67-59 Spurs. End of 3, 95-85. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty. The Spurs controlled this game.
It was hard to watch from the standpoint of I never felt like the Kings were going to get back into it. Even when they did go on those spurts, I was like, oh, maybe. But it always felt like there was always just a little bit of resistance from the Spurs. That was our J Street Dental moment of the game, enriching lives and enhancing smiles. Head to jstreetdentalgroup.com. You can also check out their sister office, which is Sacramento River Dental, all run by the most amazing people in all Kings fans. I love saying that because I just want people now to just go to their dentist. You know, when the dentist is trying to talk to you and like they're like cleaning your mouth out and they're like, so how are the Kings doing this year? And everyone could just have the same answer.
And the Kings may not make you smile, but J Street Dental will. All right. We also, because the Kings lost, the tradition continues. We are 11 days without a beam in Sacramento, 11 days without a beam. And we go back to the moment jar and we pull out a moment from the past to see if there's something. Oh, do you want to pull out one?
No. That's fine. Do you want me to?
It could be good or bad. You never know what it's going to be. And no, this is great.
Okay.
This is great. And it's almost poetic.
Okay. Oh, no.
No, it's poetic, huh? We go back to December 14th, 2023, the 23-24 season. Kings Thunder, their next opponent, Kings Thunder, Sacramento won 128 to 123 to improve to 14-8 on the season. That was 2 years ago.
Shove it back in the jar.
Malik Monk block, I noted, and a Keon that turned into a Keon 3. I remember that. And Keon Ellis in that game had 17 points and 6 rebounds in the Kings' 128-123 win over OKC. Makes me want to dive into that box score.
What a time. What a time.
In that game, we didn't even note this. De'Aaron Fox, let's see here, had 41 points.
Oh my God.
Trey Lyles with 19. Malik Monk. I'm sorry. That was minutes. I'm such an idiot. 41 points for De'Aaron. This column on ESPN threw me off because points is on the left again.
Yeah.
And then Keon Ellis had the 17 off the bench. And he did that in 28 minutes.
Even with Trey Lyles 5 points right there, I'm like, really could use Trey Lyles right now.
SGA had 43. I remember that game because it was SGA and Fox going back and forth.
And I'm sure the
my
angle,
God.
the narrative to the game is who's better.
That was a fun one. That was a really fun game. Sacramento scored. Look at this offense, dude. They outscored OKC in the third quarter that night, 41 to 39. That's why you have the moment jars. That's why you enjoy those moments. Next up for the Kings. Yeah. They see the Oklahoma City Thunder for the third time this season. The third time this season. We are seeing OKC, Minnesota, and Denver combined 9 times before Thanksgiving. Wow. Thank you, NBA. But this next matchup in Oklahoma City, the Thunder actually play tomorrow. They play the Pelicans. So they'll be on the second night of a back-to-back. Will they be resting anyone? We don't know, but we do know this. Oklahoma City is sitting at 12-1 right now. They are 6-0 and at home.
Okay. So they're really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
This OKC team is more impressive than last year's OKC team.
Why do you say that so quickly?
They've had Chet miss time. Jalen Williams hasn't played a game yet. I think SGA is playing the best basketball of his career, which is saying something because he won the MVP last year. But I think the other thing is just their mentality. They're all together for sure. SGA had a comment recently talking about after they won the championship, he didn't feel completely satisfied.
Yeah.
Because he didn't feel like OKC was playing their best basketball of the season at that point when they won the championship.
Yeah. And even when he dove into it, it's like you understood it.
You did. But and it just shows you how he is just wired differently. In that team, it doesn't matter. They've got guys who step up no matter what. We've seen it twice this year. AJ Mitchell has been unbelievable for them and has turned into a player like, it went from, he could be a good role player to be like, is he like one of their guys now?
Yeah.
And when they have to move off somebody, like maybe he's a guy who stays long term, it's just a team that is still just as connected, but the addition of someone like AJ Mitchell playing so impactful on both ends, they just got better.
What a team. What a team. I mean, constructed the right way, but also like have the ability and flexibility to move, whether it comes from picks or assets that they have playing on the floor. Like we mentioned it, the rich just keep getting richer because they put themselves in that position as well from the start. Fun team to watch. Not as fun when they're dominating against the team that you root for. But at the same time, their style of play, even on some of their worst nights, it's really good basketball.
Yeah. And they've won 5 in a row with the Pelicans, who have the worst record in the West right now. They're 2-11. Sacramento with the second worst record in the West at 3-11.
But not the worst.
So OKC, I said they were 12-1. They're actually 13-1. My bad. So 13-1.
Get it right.
They're going to win 70 games this year if they stay right. Yeah, I mean, Denver's looked awesome too. Denver coming off that win against Minnesota.
Oh, my God.
And, those two teams, OKC and Denver, had that epic series last year.
Yeah.
Where you felt like, man, Denver took them to the edge. And that was with Michael Porter still on that team, and his like shoulder, he's wearing like a shoulder pad at one point. They looked all types of banged up. And Denver is kind of banged up right now. Christian Brown's down, Cam Johnson, but they look really strong at the start of the season. The addition of Tim Hardaway bringing Bruce Brown back to the fold.
Yep.
Everyone just knows their roles. There's no miscast people at this point in time. They're sitting at 10-2. So they're like the cream of the crop. OKC and Denver again.
And again, a team that just moves without the basketball. But then you have people who know how to execute their roles in their roles. Tim Hardaway Jr., you just mentioned it, being able to knock down a shot when the defense collapsed on Jokic and or on Jamal Murray when he works someone, crosses them up and gets into the paint to then get that spray. It's like, yeah, I know, like you mentioned, Cam Johnson hasn't even been playing his best basketball when he was playing and he's out now. But it's like these pieces that they have are still very good pieces to have on this Denver team. But that also goes to having like not only a Jokic on your squad, but Aaron Gordon seems like he's also picked up his game to another level.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah.
And Minnesota, who they beat last night, they just dominated that fourth quarter. Minnesota's weird. Their record, too, 7-0 against teams below 500.
Jeez.
They're 1-5 against teams above 500.
Interesting.
And it just seems like they need someone else to create, or like Ant has to be better at creating. There's a lot of settling from him at times. And you think about what Randall's been able to do this year. You think they would have some better balance. And then their bench is just not good enough. Excuse me. It's obviously a team that is going to win a lot of games this year. And it's a team that's been in the conference finals back-to-back years. But, you lose Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Yeah.
Like, that's
huge.
a big loss. And your depth, Conley's a year older. You're starting DiVincenzo at point guard. You've tried to experiment with Dillingham. He just doesn't look like he's ready at all for what they need. And they moved up to get him. I thought he could be like an explosive player, but I was surprised that when they got him, it seemed like a team that was on the cusp of trying to like win something. They are primed to me to be a team that is shopping.
Oh.
And it's going to be challenging for them because of the salaries, but I don't know. I'm keeping an eye on them.
Yeah.
I think they're missing something.
Yeah. They need to make sure whatever they have on this team complements Anthony Edwards. That is your person. That is who needs to be and by complimenting him doesn't mean like, oh, so he can have the ball in his hands at all times. No. Sometimes that just means, just like you were saying, Dante DiVincenzo not being that pure point guard. We've talked about that before. I do like Dante in this role, but I think if you had, in addition, another point guard out there that has a scoring mentality while still being able to create for someone like Anthony Edwards or just like get the defense to shift a little bit off of him so he can go to work. Yeah. Like just those little tweaks to Minnesota need to happen.
I'd love to have that challenge.
I would love to have that challenge too, Deuce.
Have we laughed at on this pod today?
Let me think.
I don't think we have.
I think we did. I'm always funny. Thought you were gonna laugh. Thought it was just like gonna be like, huh, no, you're not. Do you have a joke?
I don't. I used my jokes today on the pregame show.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
When she was going over the Spurs starting lineup, and hey, wherever you guys are right now, sit down because you may fall down. Okay, laughing at this one. I don't even know why I thought this was funny.
I mean, even I thought it was funny.
We were showing the Spurs starting lineup on the screen, and Morgan's like, "Yeah, no Victor." I'm like, "Yeah, but Luke's saying don't cornet about me."
Laugh. You guys,
Stop it. Luke's saying don't cornet about me.
Shit. Real pop from the crowd. Nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Someone said, "Can you play Mike Brown yelling?" Do you still even have that on your road?
I might have deleted it because, why would I still have that, But there's a laugh track.
There's the laugh track.
You know what? I think I deleted it this offseason.
Really?
Yeah. I couldn't do it. I couldn't see turn on the Jets anymore.
Yeah, no. It's not. Hey,
the Knicks are in some trouble right now, unfortunately. Not because of him, but Jalen Brunson goes down. We talked about that earlier. OG's down too.
That made me laugh.
Yeah.
No, it's an interesting time in the NBA for certain teams.
Close your eyes.
Okay. Don't touch me.
I'm not going to touch you.
Okay.
I'm going to touch your heart
Well,
by something I'm about to say. Close your eye.
okay.
Why are your eyes open?
Sorry, because I didn't want you to touch me, but go on.
It's Tuesday, and then it's actually Wednesday. The Kings are in Oklahoma City.
Wait, so what day is it?
It's Wednesday.
Okay.
My bad. It's Wednesday. The Kings have 2 days off. Wednesday.
Wait, go back to the 2 days off.
2 days off. Oh, you're relaxing. Think about all the things you can do over the next couple of days.
Oh my god.
But man, you got to play Oklahoma City on Wednesday.
No. Okay.
They're at full strength.
Yeah. Oh god.
But man,
What?
Nique Clifford in the starting lineup, he looks confident out there.
Tell me more.
It's close at the end. Oh my, Nique for the win? It's in! The Kings shock OKC! Can you believe it? A miracle! The 6-game skid is over. The rookie from Colorado. How would that sound?
I couldn't picture it. I could picture like everything else.
I know, like, we're not at the point with Nique where, like, dude, this guy's going to be a star or anything. We just haven't seen enough.
Yeah.
But the glimpses that we have seen from him.
Good basketball.
I think he's an NBA player.
Good basketball.
I think he's a good basketball player.
Absorbing contact when it's given in the paint, like staying in front of guys.
Good length.
Yes. Doing
Smart.
the little things.
Yeah.
Just the little things in a little time that he's been out there. I'm like, all right. And it's not me just searching for something. It's truly, I think any sports fan can get excited about a young player on their team that shows these flashes of like, ooh, okay, he can do something. This is hope. This is a small market. He's actually here. You got to, like, if you do like him, you do keep him here, whatever. Oh my God.
Let's get to final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Today is Sunday. I had so much fun with you, our NBC team today on like pregame.
Yeah.
And although like the actual game wasn't that fun, I just feel so different than I used to feel. I don't know. Maybe it's because my expectations going into this year or whatever, but like my perspective of just like, this is so cool. I get to like do a little bit of my dream job, get to talk hoops, get to come back and then expand on talking hoops with all of you. So
I do
I'm in
think
a good mood.
There's a challenge that you have to embrace when you are covering a team that's not good. And
Yeah.
like people have turned this on over the last couple of years. Let's be honest. Like when we first started, it was like this small group of people who watched and the Kings weren't bad. The Kings were bad. They were losing a ton, but we all just kind of hung out and it was just fun. And then the Kings got good and it was just, I mean, to me, that's when things are kind of easy, right? You're coming on here and it's like,
special.
oh my God, this is the most wins they have had since 2002. You know, like all those milestone moments where it just felt like you're playing with house money. It's like whatever happens, who cares? I mean, even after game 7 of the Warriors series, we weren't like completely down because it was like, dude, what experience? What could this mean long term? Like, you know what I mean? Like all
life
those
experience.
It was
too,
so
all of it.
fun, right? And now I felt like last year was the real challenge with expectations and it hurt. This year, my expectations are lower. But for us, like you can't, at least I can't do this, okay? Other people can come on and like rant and scream every single day with no real analysis, no real breakdowns, and just complain. Where I'm like, I personally, basketball brings me and you joy.
So much
and
joy.
So
even bad basketball, because it's basketball.
Yeah.
There's one team that's good on the floor out of the two, you know?
So the mentality has to be, no, you have to be better during this time. If you're just relying on the team to be good for content, that's just not where it's at. So what can you do? That's what I've asked myself and Morgan. What can we do to make sure like we're still having fun during a tough season and give people a reason to watch? You're going to lose people. There's going to be people not paying attention to us or games, whatever. Yeah. But when I do this, I want to have fun. Even when I'm upset, there has to be a moment throughout the podcast I'm having fun. And if I'm not, then we're failing. Yeah. And we can't be miserable all the time. Like, that's just the reality of it. So anyway.
Cornet about it. You know?
Just cornet about it, huh? Yeah, so we'll just enjoy the ride together, as bumpy as it gets, and we'll enjoy the highs too. My final thoughts, enjoy the next couple of days off for you basketball sickos. Like, don't think about the Kings for a little bit. They got a game in a couple of days.
Watch some League Pass.
Start watching some college basketball too. Mix in some of that too. And we love you guys.
We love you guys.
But we got to go.
You all have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you later.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.